Brewdog's going to be an interesting one for me to review because I know nothing about the brand at all. I've come in completely cold and I had a lot of expectations about what I was going to see here. I didn't even look at the menu ahead of time. The reason why I wanted to do it is that when I do the reviews in central London where I park, I walk past one every time I do that, and it kept prompting me to think about it. There isn't one of these near where I live, so I've come to Ealing in West London for this one, and I'll put up on the screen like how many of them there are about around the country. But what I was assuming was going to happen here was that kind of like the food thing was going to be a bit of an afterthought, especially because they're only open at 4 in the afternoon. Most of them aren't open at lunchtime, so lunch trade is not important to them. So that just sort of leans into the idea that actually they're using this to sell their beer. But honestly, looking at the menu, I think they might have really landed something pretty special, even if you don't drink like I don't. This is very much kind of a burger, sides, wings kind of place. Burgers are really interesting when it comes to food because it's one of those common things that a chef can make, but you can do a lot of creative things with it. Like you can start off with a classic basic burger, which is patty, cheese, bacon, lettuce, sauce, bun. And their core burger is that. The Patria is basically that. Barbecue sauce, which is great. I like to see barbecue sauce rather than burger sauce. But they've got like a spicy one. They've got one with chorizo and black pudding and blue cheese dressing. They do buffalo chicken, which I love buffalo chicken burgers. So there's some creativity there. What's really great to see is the plant-based stuff. So we've got 4 options for plant-based burgers. 5 meat burgers, 4 plant-based, which is amazing. Because again, burgers, if you're trying to serve the vegan and vegetarian market, it's so easy to do because you can load it up with flavour and then you can solve the problem that particularly vegans have, which is that it's always lowest common denominator, low effort, no one thinks about it. But this looks good to the extent that I'm like, do I actually want to get the plant-based version? Do you know, I probably am going to get the plant-based version because I know I like plant-based burgers and I'm probably not going to regret it. They got wings. Wings are quite expensive actually. For a regular portion of wings it's £12, but we've got barbecue, blue cheese, vegan mayo, Korean barbecue, dragon spice with vegan mayo, and buttermilk chicken wings, but collie wings or seitan chicken wings. So fake chicken wings. So that's 2/3 of those chicken wings are not actually chicken. Fantastic to see. They've got these grazing things, so again, loaded fries, lots of capability to really load those up. They do this thing called a feast, which has got everything in it. Again, they do a plant-based version of that. This could be, honestly, possibly one of the best places to come as a vegan vegetarian. Now, that's not my special area, but, like, this is looking good. I can add 3 chicken wings to my burger for £4, actually, or collie wings. I can add 2 sides for £7. So although the price is getting up there a bit, yeah, I mean, I can land it within my standard entree and Diet Coke for £20. I can do that. They do a brunch menu as well. Lots of creativity in the menu. That assumption I came in walking in here looks completely wrong. The kids are well served as well. I mean, yeah, really looking really positive at this point. Looking really good. Okay, I've put the order through the website using the QR code. There is something I do just want to mention about the way this process works. The menu doesn't have any calories on it. But when you do the checkout, when you're working that, putting the stuff in the website, I don't think the items have calories against them as well. But when you check it out, it totals the calories and puts that against the bill as well, which is an interesting user experience decision, but it could also be quite a dangerous and triggering user experience decision. I think I want to mention that because that's just a particularly odd way of doing that process. But anyway, the order is in. Let's see what we get. Okay, so the food is here, and they've presented it in some World War II memorabilia. I am never a fan of food that's presented in weird stuff, right? Like slates or tiny shopping baskets or roof tiles or bricks. I like it a bit more normal, but anyway, it smells really good, and it's unusual for me to notice that, so that must smell really good. So we've got the burger, we've got the wings, we've got the chips. Okay, so we're going to start with the chicken wings. I should say as well, this did take a long time to arrive. You know, I generally love chicken wings, they're like one of my favourites, but let's see what we think of this. Having done that, I realised my table was missing the napkins. It's, I don't know. First, the flavour's good. It's sort of, it's nice enough. They're a little bit on the cold side. It's nice enough, I think, is how I put it. There's nothing not really hitting me in terms of there's not a great deal of flavour there. Actually, difficult to conclude anything other than it's okay. They're all right. Let's give the World War II memorabilia chips a go. So these have got this dragon salt on it. They taste. Do you know what? I've just worked out what the taste is. They taste like nice and spicy knickknacks. Like that is exactly the same flavour as nice and spicy knickknacks. No sauce. There's nothing to dip them in. But they're good. Okay, so look. My position on chips is, as if you've seen a few of these, you just need to cook them more. I have cooked them more. The texture's nice, the flavour's nice. Yeah, these are fine. It's just that nice and spicy knick-knack flavour is a bit strange. So we'll give the burger a go. Now, as I said before, vegetarian burgers are a great opportunity to really load up the flavour, really make them punch, really make them genuinely interesting. Let's see how it's gone. Yeah, so they've really stuck the landing with that. It is really good. There's lots of flavour. Whether you're kind of committed to the lifestyle of not eating meat, you're going to be happy. I think it's one of those, you know, if you want to give up meat for 1 or 2 days a week, but you still want to go out or still find yourself out, or you just don't want the saturated fats that's going to come with a full-fledged burger, perfectly good. Like, you genuinely would be happy with it. They've understood the assignment. And I'm not going to say they ate and left no crumbs because the pun in that is too intentional. So I'm going to finish this, watch a bit of YouTube, and catch up in a minute. So I've come to a Gales, which is just around the corner, to do the review, and it is so quiet in here. It would be noisier in a library, and it feels genuinely awkward. And I've been wondering, how would I score? What would have to happen for me to score somewhere a 1 out of 5 for Ambiance? It's this. This is so awkward in here. Not very good, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Brewdog. So as I said, going into that review, I knew nothing about the brand, nothing about the offer, hadn't seen the menu, no idea what was going on. Interesting what came out the other side of that, I think. Most of I want to talk about is the food. So if we just hit the Ambiance score quickly, I think the way that I'd score the Ambiance is that every score is 3 out of 5, unless good things push it good and bad things push it bad. Right? And the ambience is a lot to do with the fit out. So what I'm really looking for is is there much creativity from the owners making that investment in the environment, really bringing forward their brand values, really doing something creative, creating a nice environment. And 3 kind of means they walked into a fit out company and said, we're opening a restaurant, can you help us? The higher the score tends to track to whether the owners sat there and went, we want to spend a bit more money on this. Ambiance is really quiet because I don't normally do stuff late afternoon, but I had done in this case. But they've got this lovely open fire in the middle. Not much of that really, because what I know about Brewdog is kind of what you see in supermarkets and what you see in their adverts, that kind of really creative graphic design, future forward kind of stuff, and that's not really coming through. Not the most interesting part of the review. I'm going to give it 3.5. It was better than it was. That fire in the middle was really nice. The service, it's always a bit difficult when you're self-ordering off of a QR code. The person who helped me was really friendly, really helpful. It took a long time for the food to come out though. I'm going to score it a 3. It was roughly what I expected. They were nice. Ordering on the QR code, etc. So the food. Okay, let's talk about the food. Chicken wings, there wasn't much to that. They were nice, they were kind of satisfying, they weren't like the main event, they were just like a thing, and I think I like my chicken wings to feel like they're the main event. But the coating was good. The chips, yeah, I need to give it, look, I'm really looking for what thesis is coming through. Are they doing anything special? Those dragon spice chips were really interesting, but they tasted exactly like spicy knickknacks, and about a third of the way through it was kind of too much. So I have to, but what they did, they were really crispy, really well cooked. I didn't like the World War II memorabilia presentation, but I think that's too subjective for me to affect the score. The chips were better than average, so I would score those higher. The burger, yeah, it was really satisfying. I think it was that whole kind of like, I like burgers, but I need them to be creative. I need that loaded flavour. I don't want all that saturated fat. The beef is really stodgy. It just if there's a lot of kind of fat coming out of the burger, it kind of makes the bun kind of corrupt. So I think that plant-based protein was really good. The flavours are really good. So I am going to score, and also the menu, really creative, loads of options on there. I'm going to do a 4. I'm going to score a 4, and I didn't think I would. I thought going in there, this is just going to be a really basic food offer, but they haven't. They've done something extra in there. So then we're going to come to the price. Ooh, it was expensive. The burger was like £15, and you didn't get fries with that. And I think that's a little bit much, because I think everyone, they expect a burger, they expect it to come with the fries, and it didn't. So that was an extra. The chicken wings were, a full plate. I didn't order a full plate of chicken wings, but they were £12 on their own if you were doing that. Yeah, the price was up there. So I think I'm going to knock them down to 2 for price. It was too expensive. Look, it is what it is, but they're not there. It's not a food establishment. The food is a plus, and I think it just says that they are looking to. What I really want on that price is I kind of don't want the management of the business to feel like they're kind of. I want them to. Yeah, it's nice to make a profit, but I want the food to be more important. And for me, it felt like the money they're making out of the food was more important, just because that price premium was too high. That was wings, burger, and chips, Diet Coke. That was £30, £30.50. It was too much. We're going to give that a 2. So let's total it up. So if you total all that up, it comes to 3.1. So 3.1 is an average score, because I don't like this extreme responding thing. I don't like 5 stars if it's good, 1 star if it's bad. I've got the methodology, because I want to know, for my money, if I'm going out with £20 and I want to get an entree and I want to get a Diet Coke, where am I getting? And the price let them down on that. It was better than average. It was a nice environment. The food was really good. The price was expensive, so it kind of proves the methodology works. It was a little bit better than average. I was pleasantly surprised. I would seek it out. I think it possibly, although we're not doing vegan and vegetarian reviews, I suspect it's one of the best places to go if you want a lower end place that looks after vegans, because I think Dead's 50-50 servicing that market, done authentically, was really good. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.